The Ruthless Aggression Era felt like the ideal time for many great talents to continue growing as wrestlers. WWE wanted more from talent once the landscape shifted towards a brand split that required two separate and unique rosters. Raw and SmackDown both needed enough wrestlers to fill 2 hours of weekly television. Factions, therefore, became an important part of the industry in the 2000s, as WWE relied more on the solo talent of Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley and others getting single pushes in the Attitude Era. Quite a few relevant names benefited from being in groups afterwards. The following factions stand out strongest as the best factions of the Ruthless Aggression Era. Welcome to Honor Wrestling Club. In today's video we'll be counting down the 9 best WWE stables of the Ruthless Aggression Era ranked. Welcome to the club. In number 9, we have the New World Order, who had a final chapter in WWE, and they created strong interest before the variables ended their run. The New World Order arrived in WWE in 2002 as the lethal dose of poison that Vince McMahon promised Ric Flair he would introduce to the WWE, and they had about half a year for their final version as a group. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall all signed together and were introduced in major feuds involving Steve Austin and The Rock. WWE fans loved the NWO inclusion for about a month, until they forced the company's hand and turned Hogan's face at WrestleMania X8 in his legendary match with The Rock. Hall got fired for a few different issues, namely surrounding the plane ride from hell, and various other members joined Nash, including Shawn Michaels. But they were losing momentum. Nash got injured, and that was the final straw to end the relevant act. In number 8, we have the Cabinet, who cemented JBL's dominant reign, and this helped his final chapter of holding power as WWE Champion. JBL held the WWE Championship for almost a full calendar year after beating Eddie Guerrero via a technicality, before he would eventually drop it to John Cena at WrestleMania 21 in 2005. However, there was a lot of controversy surrounding WWE taking a first-time main eventer and booking him as a dominant champion. One of the reasons for JBL stealing wins to keep the title reign going was his faction cheating to help him. The Cabinet featured Orlando Jordan, the Basham brothers and Amy Weber following his lead. JBL was able to extend his reign a few more months with the Cabinet to reach his finish line, eventually putting over John Cena. In number 7, we have the ECW Originals, who kept the brand spirit alive in WWE, and this was a rare act that honoured ECW's legacy under Vince McMahon's watch. WWE decided to bring back ECW as the third brand following the success of the One Night Stand 2005 and 2006 pay-per-views, and the success of the Rise and Fall with the ECW DVD release. At the beginning, Paul Heyman ran the show, but it became clear that the program was going to be a third WWE brand of Vince McMahon's pet projects. Hello Bobby Lashley, unrelated picture here. The ECW Originals typically struggled to get pushed until one act after Heyman's release stuck. The New Blood featured younger wrestlers trying to take over, such as Elijah Burke, so the ECW Originals banded together. Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, Rob Van Dam and the Sandman even had a great moment winning their big match at WrestleMania 23. Shame you couldn't put over any younger stars, but at least this faction got over. In number 6, we have King Booker's Court, which became a top SmackDown group, as WWE revamped Booker's entire character for a world title push. Booker T winning the King of the Ring and becoming King Booker led to his entire presentation as the King. WWE pushed Booker into a world title position for the first time since the invasion, with Sharmell joining him as his valet. King Booker's Court would form, and this would include Booker himself, his wife Sharmell, William Regal and Fit Finlay, all helping him win. Booker had noteworthy feuds against Rey Mysterio, Batista and Bobby Lashley, and his faction played a huge role throughout his title reign. At number 5, we have Generation X, who reunited in 2006, and this was the first time in over 6 years when they reunited. WWE stayed away from reuniting DX between 2000 and 2006 due to Triple H's heel persona working quite well. There was finally a story ready in 2006 where both Triple H and Shawn Michaels teased doing crotch chops at WrestleMania 22. Both wrestlers having tension with Vince McMahon made the fans want the reunion badly by the time it happened. Michaels and Triple H had a babyface main event tag run representing DX and for the rest of the Ruthless Aggression Era in between their singles matches. In number 4, we have the Un-Americans, who got massive heel heat, and the members were reportedly quite uncomfortable with the level of heat they were getting. WWE made the Un-Americans feel like the most detestable faction of the Ruthless Aggression Era during their short run together. The post-9/11 landscape of the United States saw fans more patriotic, and this made the Un-Americans act more controversial. If you want to see just how controversial and how patriotic Americans can be, just look at Muhammad Hassan's entire character and the reception he got. Anyway, back to the Un-Americans. Lance Storm, Christian, Test and William Regal were the main members threatening to burn an American flag and other wild moments. The group worked against stars such as The Undertaker, Edge and Hulk Hogan. However, Bruce Pritchard has claimed that the Un-Americans ended due to the wrestlers not wanting to commit to real-life heel heat. In number 3, we have La Familia, who used Vicky Guerrero's power to keep Edge on top, and they became the top heel group on SmackDown for most of their run. The relationship between Edge and Vicky Guerrero worked perfectly for both characters. Edge, the ultimate opportunist, had another path to the top, using Vicky's SmackDown general manager role to his advantage, and he created stories for Vicky to hold greater relevance. WWE placed Edge in feuds against top babyfaces such as Batista, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, and especially great ones against The Undertaker. La Familia formed with Chavo Guerrero, Bam Neely, remember him, Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins as the Edgeheads, and they would all do Edge's bidding to protect his World Heavyweight Championship and keep the Rated R Superstar on top. In number 2, we have Team Angle, who deserved a much longer run, as he helped the new tag team instantly get over. WWE introduced Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas as Paul Heyman's gifts to Kurt Angle. The concept was that Haas and Benjamin had similar amateur wrestling backgrounds to Angle before WWE and wanted to learn from him. Team Angle was formed for the top heel trio to make Angle's WWE Championship reign more important. All 3 wrestlers had great chemistry, and are all 3 individually very gifted and talented wrestlers, but the act ended when Angle broke his neck in early 2003. WWE opted to turn Angle face rather than have him return as a heel to continue the group, which is a shame, but it meant that we did get the world's greatest tag team out of it. And at number 1, we have Evolution, who represented class and greatness, and this helped 4 legends during different points in their respective careers. The magic of Evolution was that it had 4 iconic performers all working together under one act. Triple H was the top heel and consistent world champion during Evolution's run, with Ric Flair there being the veteran, the dirtiest player in the game, giving advice and doing everything he can to keep Triple H on top. Batista and Randy Orton as the newcomers, learning from these gifted veterans. A concept representing the past, present and future of wrestling worked to perfection. Triple H continued his dominance, Flair had one more relevant run after some struggles in his WWE return, and Orton and Batista would both become world champions by the end of their time in Evolution. Orton would actually become it just before he left Evolution, literally the day before. However, there is a reason that Evolution is basically one of the formulas for creating such a good faction, with many factions needing that Flair figure for being a veteran in the group to provide advice and guidance to the younger stars. However, there you have it. There's our list. So what did you think? What is your favourite faction from the Ruthless Aggression era? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and that notification bell to never miss out on any of the content that we produce here at Honor Wrestling Club. Be sure to check out our previous videos, I'm sure you'll love them. And be sure to share them around, I'm sure your friends and family will love them too, and definitely won't be really confused by what you're showing them. However, that's all for now, so I'd like to thank you for watching and welcome you to the club. See ya!